Okay, so we have sprayed the curls. We're going to let them sit until they cool down. Just close it out. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out our curls. Oh. Goodness. Great curls. Okay. So I'm going to then take just a hairbrush and I'm going to brush them out, which maybe seems counterproductive, but just trust me. Okay, brush them all together into kind of one mass. And then we're going to take our comb, really any comb. Again, like I said, I've got this rat tail comb. You can use one of these. I feel like these are probably pretty cheap also. I mean, a couple of bucks, it's all in the same spot at Walmart. So we're going to take about 1/2 inch partings and we're just going to tease the hair. So, and what you do to tease is you kind of make a circular motion with your comb, starting at the root of your hair quickly. And now I'm also putting tension on my hair. So I'm pulling it up and away from my head in the direction that I want the volume, because I want to create this kind of uplifted volume. And I'm going to go about halfway up my hair, which then gives me this very lovely, impressive poof. Okay, so then I'm going to do another 1/2 inch parting. And I'm going to kind of comb it so that it's nice and straight. I'm putting tension on it. I'm holding it up here. And then I'm going to do my kind of circular motion into the hair. We create our volume for our roll. Again. And this is by no means the most comfortable thing in the world, but the effect you get, this is some rock and roll hair, is worth it. Okay, I'm going to split this into 2 sections because we really want to get all the volume we possibly can. Okay, nice and big. And yeah, look at that. Okay, so we've got this massive amount of hair on our heads. Now we're going to take our, this is a finishing brush or like a bristle brush, and we're going to kind of push our hair over to the side. This is the direction that our wave is going to go. And we're just going to take this finishing brush, and what this basically accomplishes is it tidies up the visible surface of your hair so that when you pin it all together, it looks just like beautiful and smooth, but underneath is again that kind of nest of back combing that we did that keeps the volume. So I am going to just brush that until I'm fairly satisfied with the smoothness. Then I'm going to take the end of my hair and I'm going to take my comb here and kind of work my way through the ends. So again, this is all kind of one mass of hair. If you have any like hair wax or pomade, this is not a bad time to pull that out. I didn't include it in the list of items to use because I was trying to keep it just as very simple as possible. A lot of people don't have hairstyling things at home necessarily of this type, but I use this is a hair pomade. This is a really great product, but again, you could literally buy something that's just a few dollars at your local drugstore or whatever, and that just kind of helps hold everything together. So even like little bit of hair wax, you know, helps, or whatever you've got kind of that helps accomplish that. Okay, so then we're going to form our roll. So we want our kind of this poof, and then we're going to take this curl kind of all together here. Nice and neat, and you can kind of putz with it. Don't feel like this is something that you know you should just be able to do super fast. I kind of form and play with the curl until it looks kind of how I want. And again, this is something that isn't necessarily something you would perfect overnight, but the more often you try to do a style like this, the easier it gets. Okay, so now I've got kind of this big bouffant and then this beautiful roll here. And I'm going to put a pin in it just to get it to kind of stay so I can putz with it a little bit more. It's actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to take another pin and tuck it on the inside. I try to make it so I can't see my pins. It's not always super easy to accomplish. And then I kind of sometimes try to take one and go actually underneath it. There. Okay, so we've pretty much affected that. Now I'm going to spray this. Then I'm going to take my finishing brush again after I've sprayed, and I'm going to kind of just use my brush to get all the little kind of fuzzy hairs to stay down. So then I'm going to do that again on the sides of my hair. You just kind of brush my hair back so that it's nice and smooth. Okay, and now I am going to take my scarf. This is where we kind of get the complete look, which is really fun. So basically you want a decent sized headscarf, one that you would turn. This is actually a vintage one, so you see it has a little hole in it, but it's black, so it goes with everything, and I just love it. So you're going to take your scarf and you're going to fold it into a triangle. Some people would recommend that you'd fold it into kind of a triangle that's off a little bit, so off center, with the part that you leave to the top being the long side. This part here goes on the back of your hairline. Just going to get that lined up, and then you're going to pull it to your forehead, and you're going to get it to one knot. And you wonder, why the heck would I tie it like that? That looks crazy. You're right, it does. This is when I put a pin next to each ear. Typically, I would make sure that my pins more match the color of the scarf, but I must have packed those into my roll. So now I'm going to undo this knot a little bit. I'm going to pull this up here behind my roll, and I'm going to do one knot. And then I'm going to pull this little excess bit behind, and I'm going to tie a bow. Oh, where are you? Oh, I lost it. You could use a bandana for this. You can go to basically any antique store and find, and then I always like to kind of fluff up the bow a little bit. And then we have our completed look with our roll in the front and our scarf on the back of our hair. Super pretty, super vintage. If you happen to have a hair flower, some people say you should just do a scarf. Some people say you should just do a flower. I don't see any problem with going over the top and doing both. So thank you so much for joining me through this tutorial. If you didn't hear at the beginning of the video, we are putting on these tutorials for CASDA. CASDA is the Center Against Sexual and Domestic Abuse. They deal with victims of abuse, adults and children in the Twin Ports area, and even farther reaching than that. They literally won't turn anyone away. They have a women's shelter. They help children who have been affected by abuse in their homes. They also go into the schools and try to help with prevention of child abuse and things like that. They are absolutely wonderful. Typically this time of year, we are amping up for the New Year's Eve Gala, which is a big fun party and a big fundraiser for CASDA. This year, obviously, things have to be different. We are doing a virtual event on New Year's Eve that is free to the public. We are selling New Year's Eve kits that I'm really excited about. When you go to the link to leave a tip, if you would like to do so, if you feel so inspired, you will also see those kits available for sale. They include cocktails from the Spirit Room, a dessert kit from How Sweet It Is. They will also include a champagne toast for 2 or 4, depending on the size of kit that you purchase, and some fun New Year's Eve goodies, horns and masks and crowns and that sort of thing. So very excited about those. Very excited about being able to do these tutorials. This video will be posted on our YouTube, and it will also be posted potentially on the event. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get this big of a file on there, but we will do our best. In any case, thank you so much for joining me this evening. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to see you all next week. Thank you.